In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your Joomla site even more secure by using a security header that I don't even understand fully. But it's called HSTS, the missing link in transport layer security. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 164 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. We're back after a week off. I was traveling on a business trip last week. Both Monday and Wednesday I was away, so there were no live streams. So it's good to be back, and we're going to catch up and chat in a little while. In the meantime, let's cut to the chase and get to today's topic, which is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru and get a free site audit for your Joomla site or your WordPress site if you have one of those. And while you're there, check out all of the things you can do to manage one or multiple websites and learn about managing websites as well. And if you decide to subscribe, use the coupon code BASICJoomla and you'll get your first month free. All right. Hello to everyone who's in chat already. Hey, if you're watching right now, if you want to give the video a like, a thumbs up, that would be awesome. All right. So let's check it out. Here we are in mysites.guru page. This is today's topic is something that is a test. Excuse me. When you do a snapshot on a website, do a snapshot on your website, you see all kinds of things that you can check and improve on the settings to give you more security or update things. And that's the case here. So here we are. This is my snapshot for basicjoomla.com. You'll see these red things are things that need to be checked. And down here in this area, response security headers information, we have this strict transport security HSTS policy enforcement. So I don't have that on my site. Now, from my limited understanding of how this works, basically, even if you're using an SSL certificate or maybe an older version, something to do with that. Anyways, as traffic's coming and going between servers, people can sniff or vacuum or, I don't know, get that information somehow. I don't understand everything on an airplane, but I still get on them. Well, I used to get on them before the pandemic. So it's the same thing with site security. I don't need to understand it. If trusted people tell me it's a good thing to do, then I'll do it. And this is super easy to do. So how do we add this? Oh, by the way, if you do want to read more about this, mysites.guru in their learning section has an excellent link to this website. The link is in the video description below, and you can read about it if you are more of a brainiac than me. All right, so how do we change this? Well, let me just first of all change my glasses. First thing that you want to do is go to your web hosting control panel. Now, my company and my clients use cPanel for their web hosting. What you're going to do is go to File Manager in your web hosting. So whatever your web hosting does, maybe you even just use FTP, go to File Manager, go to the folder that your Joomla installs in this case it's public HTML, and then go to your .htaccess file, right click, and go into edit. And what you want to do is add a header, which is this one here. Now you notice I have a hash here. Let me make that a bit bigger. Yeah, all right. So I have this hash here, which comments outlines in htaccess. And what you want to do is post this header here, this information right here. Now, it's sometimes tricky finding these headers, and mysites.guru does supply it inside the information on this check. So I have gone ahead and just copied that, and I put it in the video description below. So just remember, mysites.guru is saving you time by sponsoring this video, and also letting me, even though I didn't ask, to just put that code in there. Because sometimes, I've gone looking for other htaccess codes or for these headers and have a real heck of a time finding the proper one. So anyways, I tested this one. It's in the video description below. You're basically going to, of course, it won't be there first in your htaccess file. Just paste that line there and save it. And when we go back here, we'll go and we'll do a new snapshot of that site. And once that new snapshot is done, we will. Notice I'm behind on doing lots of updates here. Here's everything that is good on my site. I use this eyeball to hide the good stuff. And you'll see down here now, response security headers information. I only have 3 things. Hey, guess what future topics are going to be on this channel? As we go back down here to, now we'll see, oh, there we go, strict transport security, HSTS. It is now, excuse me, green. So that is the topic for today. Add that header to your htaccess file, add a little bit of more security to your website, and it will protect you from whatever it is you need to be protected from. But smart people who know about this stuff suggest it, and it's super easy to do it. So why not? All right, so that's the topic for today. We are going to stick around and hang out and chat here and catch up. But if you are just here for that part, thank you for tuning in. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Ring the bell to get notifications of new live streams and things here on the channel. And that would be great. And your site will benefit from it too. All right, so for those of you who aren't staying for chat, until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And hello, everyone. Ahmed. Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Good to see you in chat. Good to see everyone else who we have here. Hey, everybody, I'm talking about my new reading glasses. Dun, da, 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 da. There they are. They're not as bright blue as I thought that they would be. And very interestingly, I asked my optometrist, I needed to be able to read my phone when it was about this far away. And consequently, I can. It's great. It's also, I can, oh, I've got a prescription bottle here. I can also read really super small stuff, which is good because I have some credit card statements I couldn't even read with with great difficulty with my progressives. But it turns out that my screens are a little bit out of range, which is okay because my old reading glasses still work for farther away. But there you go. We'll give you a close-up on them. And actually, that looks nice. That's just the right distance for me to focus. So, yes, probably a view of most people's nightmares. Anyway, it's got a bit of, it's kind of blue, it's actually brighter in this, when I look at the, oh yeah, in this light, it's brighter blue. Anyways, yeah, so if I want to look at this screen on my right, I have to be this far away, and then over here I have to zoom in just a little bit. So it might work well or not if I do my big screen TV idea for having one monitor on the desk, but anyways. All right, so this I can see from, I might not just be used to those glasses yet either. So Ivor, hello. Yeah, don't stare at Ivor in the eyes, he gets nervous. Yeah, I wouldn't do that for too long to anyone. Bjorn, hello. Chuck is here. Imran, you were here early. How about that? How's it going, everybody? What has been happening? It's been almost a week. No, it has been almost 2 weeks. Let's see. A week off means almost 2 weeks since I was live. Ahmet loves Joomla. Excellent. Oh, by the way, I got the cheese going here. Besides my glasses, what is new? Talked about my business trip. It worked out really well. In that I rented an SUV because I was going to be traveling a couple mountain passes in the high mountain highway, and there was a little bit of snow at one spot, but I would have been fine in my car. But this highway, as you know, we're talking about the Coquihalla here in British Columbia, it can get a lot of snow suddenly. And in fact, when I got to my destination that night, there was a couple of inches of snow, and it's a very hilly city, Kamloops. There's a valley, a big river valley. So the next morning, when I went to meet with the staff members of the church whose site I'm building or rebuilding, it was really nice to have the all-wheel drive just to get through the slush and stuff like that. And my meeting with everyone went really super well. I got to hear what each of the staff members was hoping for on their website, some of their pain points in using the website, and also got to do a bunch of kind of consulting or coaching or idea dreaming or whatever like that with them for their different responsibilities at the church and how they could use the website to reach out to people. That was great. I had a great time with my friend and his wife, I was staying at their house for a couple of nights. And my wife packed me lots of goodies for the ride. And also worked out very well because here in British Columbia, the lower mainland, so I live on Vancouver Island. I guess I could bring up that, I'll bring up that map here. Okay, let's share the screen. Oh, let's go here. All right, I'm going to share the screen. Chat on right, full screen. Nope, right computer screen. All right, so here. All right, here we are. Zoom out. Here's North America. And I live in Victoria. On the southern tip of Vancouver Island. I actually live just a little bit over here. Oh, you can't quite see that, can you? Okay. On the southern, I live a bit over here, but catch a ferry over to the mainland. And this area here is Fraser Valley. And it is a COVID hotspot right now in our province. They actually have some increased restrictions for them. And so, of course, when you're on a ferry for an hour and a half, might be kind of they've cut down on numbers, so you can self-isolate, or you can isolate yourself, or keep distance from people. But the nice thing is that I was able to get on the upper deck of the ferry both times, which meant that I could stay in my car. So on the way there, I actually brought a comforter here from the house, and once I got on the ferry, I didn't need to leave. I just covered up myself with a comforter, turned the seat heat on for a little while, and then was fine. I had a real nice sleep. And then after getting off the ferry, I traveled to this city here, Hope. And then once I was in Hope, I was pretty much through that area, and I did go to a Tim Hortons restaurant, coffee place, donut place, whatever, used the washroom there, bought lunch, and then I was able to make the run up to Kamloops. So, yeah, so that was really nice. One of the nice things too is, so I in Toronto, when I lived in Ontario and grew up in Ontario, I really like trains. I still like trains. I belonged to Model Railroad Club, had a 2,000 square foot layout and a dispatcher in another room. But when I moved to Vancouver Island, there really were not many trains. There was even more trains then than there are now. So I decided that instead of just focusing on keeping going on that hobby, I should just let it die, because it was going to drive me crazy. But when I do end up places where there are trains, I do enjoy them, and I saw lots of trains along here. And up in Kamloops, my friend's house is probably maybe, 500 feet above the river, and back a bit, but down along that river is, you see long trains coming from the prairies and heading back in the other direction just before they start down through the last mountain ranges to get to the coast to dump their containers off. So you could see there's like just a little train set in the valley. So that was really nice. Imran says train journey's comfortable. You prefer it. Yeah, trains are great. You get a lot of great leg room on them. They don't squish you into trains like they do with planes. Yeah, so some of the odd time, a couple times I've taken train trips, and it is very, very comfortable. So anyway, so yeah, I saw lots of trains. A really nice drive here. This is that Coquihalla is Highway 5. A really nice drive is up Highway 1. If I drag it up to here, we'd go this way. It adds an hour and a half probably to the traveling. Well, it's 7 hours and 25 minutes instead of, sorry, I'll move us all over here. Wow. Well, anyways, map change not changing very well here. Anyways, this is a very lovely drive down the Fraser Valley. Down the Thompson. I think this is the Thompson River Valley. It ends up still at that same City of Hope, but this is very, very nice, and it's windy and takes longer. I thought about doing that on the way back. I was going to visit a friend on the way back, but I was not able to because they were awaiting the results of a COVID test. And it turned out that it was cleared they did not have COVID. They were just sick or run down. So, anyways, so by not meeting that friend, I thought, well, maybe I could just make a scenic trip for myself. But I thought, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to take the fast trip home. And I got home just before supper time. So that was good. Anyway, so that was my trip. And it was really great. You know, I kind of thought that, well, I could just meet with each of these people by video. And I would be able to, do the same thing just in a video call with them. But it was really great spending time with them. It was an enjoyable day. And even though it was a long day of meetings from about 8:30 to maybe 3:30 or 2:30, maybe my last one was at 2:30, they kept getting switched out every hour. So I get someone new. So I got to have a whole day talking about web pages and brainstorming ideas and coaching other people. And that was actually really invigorating. Ivor says, William loves to train too. Hey, William. Ivor says, can you test the Facebook plugin on that website? Yes, we can. Let's go right click. Facebook plugin, which is probably, is this a comment plugin down at the bottom, or where are we looking here? Nice, snowblower. Which is the Facebook plugin? Oh, here, on this side here. Okay, it is there. Facebook are really you think that they would have maybe, well, I guess this is working really well, but you know, you just have to, I guess if people are scrolling, doing that, I guess that looks well. I was just going to say sometimes it's a real pain trying to get this to show up properly, but that's actually working very well. It's working only in Chrome. Well, let's try this. I need to do this on a different screen. And there goes the last piece of my cheese today. Over on this screen here, I need to open this up. Sign into something. Okay, we have a little dashboard here. So I can fire up. This is for testing different things on different versions. I have access to this. Catalina. So let's look at it on a Mac in Safari 13. And Safari 14 is out. And let's see. There we go. Let's also take that URL and go back to here. There's a site that I'm working on for my client. And let's check that out. Oh, Bjorn's working on a system to send out proposals using RS form, auto-generate PDF file. It's not finished, but on the way. Cool. All right, so here we are viewing this on, yes, Safari. Now, this says something that there's a problem, because the fourth word is problem. And then we've got like, so there's a problem. There's something is up there for, Yes, Imran said maybe develop for Chrome at this moment. Other browser support might come later. The challenge with that is, Imran, is the site that we were looking at before for my client. He makes plugins for Final Cut Pro. This is his live site, not the one that I'm working on, although I could show you some of what's there, what's live now. Anyways, and he said like 70 to 80% of his traffic is from people on Safari. So that particular plugin might not, so that wouldn't be a really good approach for him to lose all those people. And of course, it is just the Facebook box too, so it's not like the site's not coming up, but there must be something that works on Facebook. Bjorn sees it in Brave. That's Chromium, yeah. Oh, it's been working for more than a year. DJ Likebox. DJ Likebox. That sounds like someone that would go entertain people at the crowds. So you might want to check with them probably then. It's free. Or perhaps find another one. Or even just, have you tried using just the native code from Facebook inside a module that's being presented there? That might do it. All right. I was telling you about that site that I'm working on. This is a Rocket theme template, which is on its way out. Right now, we only have the new template, which is an asteroid template applied to a forum. Big space here because the ads need to be reconfigured. The advertising kind of need a refresh. But in this forum, as you'll see, this is really great to see these avatars here, because these are all people that have uploaded, changed their avatars in the last couple of days. Because this was a Jom social site, we switched it to Community Builder. Some really cool stuff coming up to show you how that works with OCH Blog. Ruud van Lent from Online Community Hub has done a bunch of custom stuff. Remember, he was on showing OCH Lightbox. That is a OCH G Lightbox. That's on the site right now. But this forum, yeah, I've been working a ton of CSS, switching it over to colors. I still see things from time to time just to tweak, but once the site is fully live and everything's moved over, we'll be able to just tidy that up a bit. For instance, this recent topics, it's underlined, but it's not really a link, so it kind of makes you want to click there. But what else do we have here? If I log in there's my avatar. I can go to my profile. And I've not uploaded an image here. Here's a list of articles that I've made. And here's my social profiles. And it's working really, really nicely. I probably should, I'm gonna have to change that a little bit there, put some more padding in. So we see little things like that here and there, but that's been a lot of work in recent months, and let's go back to the home page, and let's just kind of look at this this article here, and we get in there. Remember, this is a full-size image that OCH Responsive Images is making different versions for, different sizes for, and all of these images, remember, as you saw in the live stream, where when you click on them, they will go to full screen, and they could also go full screen, because even beyond screen if you need something bigger, because he wants these viewable on devices that have Retina screens, which has like super duper higher resolution than my screen here. Anyway, so that's where we're at, and there's a bunch more things in the background. You remember a long time ago, back in March, we did a live stream with Peter Martin from db8. I think it's db8.com, and they have an extension for moving components. db8.eu. They have extension for moving components and modules and plugins from one Joomla site to another, or settings from one site to another. And I've been trying that out. I bought that last night, so trying to just keep things moving over and straight. So, anyways, that's a project that's coming together, and the really cool front page for this coming once everything is set up using Raxo module, displaying articles, and that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mary says she started using the OCH image plugin, and it's nice. The OCH blog looks interesting too. It is super nice, Mary. And I know that Rude wants to do some videos showing that, talk about having a nice looking blog and having a blog online, because he's also involved very much in leadership things and issues. So yeah, we will be checking that out. I could probably show you the Sandbox site, but I don't want to do it without my client's permission. So I don't want to do it without Peter's permission. Peter in the UK. Peter Wiggins. There he is right there. But we'll be showing that pretty soon. I tell you though, that OCH blog really makes things look super nice. It works. It didn't. It worked with Jom Social. It didn't work, and it works with custom fields. It didn't pull information out of Community Builder, but Rude made that adaptation for us, which is great. Because what's really key for this particular site for my client is that once things are running, he wants, and this, in one sense, this is the holy grail of Joomla, right? One of the holy grails of Joomla is that he wants bloggers, pro bloggers, people who he approves, to be able to go and add content in one place in one go. So we're building this site so that Community Builder is where they log in, manage all their membership there, their bio, which appears underneath their articles, which also is linked to the forum, Kunina forum, and also the whole thing with the images. So we don't have to train or watch the people putting their articles on. They could put an insanely large image, and OCH responsive images will just resize it on different devices, and it will appear properly and not kill the loading of the site. So that's been a lot of work trying to get those together. That's right. That's the link there. Imran. So yeah, it's been one of the more challenging sites, which is great. It's good to have a challenge. You are interested in that? Okay. I will make a note of that. I do want to do some videos on how to set that up. So knowing that you're interested in that, I will make that a priority for a topic, looking at some steps for that, because I couldn't do it on this site because it has client like user information on the old and new versions, but I could probably do something from scratch. Why did I get away from Jom Social to Community Builder? I didn't really get away from it. I've tried both Jom Social and Community Builder, and years ago I went with Community Builder. I don't know if maybe it just made more sense to me, or or maybe not. But they are both very expensive too if you're buying the if you're using the pro versions for them. And so I have Community Builder, the pro version, and also their membership version, their subscriptions. Maybe that's why I went with it, because looking into a solution to sell subscriptions to products, I think that was the way that I went with, because everything working together in one place. I think that was it. So I know lots of people, I don't know lots of people that use it, but Jom Social is very popular, it's very viable, not a problem. But in this case, I just use Community Builder, and kind of what I do. Yes, Imran, it is costly, and it's what they deserve. And Community Builder deserves the price too, as well. Chuck's got the Joomla Dev package recently. Mary says you Joomla Social, Easy Social, Community Builder, and they're just some things. They're just things I can't do that you want in Joomla Social or Easy Social. Yes. Oh, okay. So you used all three. Okay, I see what you're saying. You've used Joomla Social, Easy Social, Community Builder. Yeah. Yeah, it's that wanting one solution for everything. Myself, I don't use any of the groups features. I know they have it. I just think that it's unnecessary. And I'm not judging anyone for it, of course. I just don't see the effectiveness of building a site that has groups and different things, a community site, when Facebook is there. Now, having said that, in this particular site, we are moving away. This site is going to move away from Facebook comments, talking about Facebook, and to a plugin which is Kunina. And I can show you. I can show you. Let's go to my friend's site, smartdrivetest.com. And when we go to an article, let's go to learning and, oops. Oh, I'm going to go. I guess I should probably fix that. Okay. Let's go to About Us. All right. Some CSS to fix there. No, that's not an article. Let's go here. Okay. Now, when we scroll down to the bottom here, I think we have it turned on. Notice this. It says here, discuss this article. And it says log into comments. So he really wants to capture people's profiles so he can send them his newsletter, maybe sell them a driving course. When I log in to discuss this, let's see here. All right. Maybe that will take us back. This is Community Profiler, Community Builder. So we'll log in. All right. And then there's obviously, this is not working anymore, so I'll have to fix that. Okay. Good to see. That's a redirect page for the login I have to fix. Down at the bottom here, if I were to comment and put a message here, the comment would stay there, but it would also create a new topic of discussion in Kunina Forum. And so you are instantly creating new content on the site, a new URL, where I think the teaser of the article appears, and then the discussion. But then as people comment in the forum, it also shows up here at the foot of the article. You can even set this up so that certain categories link to certain categories in the forum, or you can just have a generic one. And the nice thing is that in this way you end up owning all of your comments, because Facebook can go away at any time or take anything away from you that they want, or it maybe stop working. You own your own comments. They're showing up. It's keeping people on your site, and it's creating content in the forum where you can also add ads in that. So Mary says for her it's about privacy, branding, and looking professional. Yes. So that's another cool thing in this feature here. And in fact, I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, and this is this link here, forum only, and I can see this right now. That only shows up because I'm logged in. Remember, I'm up here. I'm using from JoomDev JD Woolerton admin toolbar, and anyway, so you can go to the forum and you can discuss and see things that are being talked about there. I think this is okay for me to show you. Yeah, bit more formatting here, but look, here's Here is a frequently asked question. This topic was started 3 weeks ago. Here's a topic. They're all just tests started by me. But you'll notice that somehow these have 617 views. I wonder if this is public. Anyway, so hey, why not, eh? Why not have people viewing things? So viewing that content. Search engine spidering a forum as well. And of course on here you can put ads and do all sorts of things. So yeah, that is kind of cool. Yeah, so that's more things. Hey, my topic for this Wednesday as Watch and Work live stream is just going to talk about a couple of methods to make web pages, make home pages that don't have any Joomla content on them as far as the article content goes. I had someone reach out to me a couple of days ago, wanted some help with a site. They're actually using an older Gantry 4 template, and they just want modules on the home page. And there's a couple of ways that you can approach that. So I thought that might be a good topic just to talk about some things that touches on some issues when we're building sites, and some ideas that maybe I was able to find him a workaround. It took me a little while for it to come to my mind. A workaround so that they could just have only modules on the front page. The problem with Gantry 4 is that there's no way to turn off the component area in the template. Now, so that was leaving him with a big white square. And I thought we could hide that with CSS, which would work, but then it would hide that everywhere. There's all kinds of ways to, I'm thinking about conditional content. Or no, re-replacer. I could just hide that only on the front page. But anyways, so it was some kind of, just a couple of issues that come up there. It might run into things for other people with different template systems. So I thought that would be a good topic. Now, speaking of what's coming up, just to give you all a heads up and look at the schedule here, we are. I have 3 kids that are married, so they each have their own families now. The 2 that live on Vancouver Island here with me are adjusting their bubbles with their in-laws, so we're bringing all of our bubbles together, our COVID bubbles, so that we can all be together here at our house for Christmas. And we're doing this in timing it in a way so that there's still time for them to break out of our bubble and rejoin the bubble for their in-laws to celebrate Christmas later on in the month. So you need 2 weeks basically out, 2 weeks separation from someone, and then they're out of your bubble because of the incubation period of COVID. So we are celebrating Christmas here on November the 30th through to December the 3rd. And so November 30th is Monday. I am going to do a live stream, Maintenance Monday live stream on the 30th, but there will not be a live stream on December the 2nd because we're going to be celebrating Christmas here. But that also means if we look ahead here to the calendar, that I anticipate for the rest of the month of December, there won't be any interruptions to live streams because the 23rd is a Wednesday, the 30th is a Wednesday, so we got a clear one after that. So we have one more coming up, but December 2nd, there won't be a Watch and Work live stream because we'll be as Cratchit. Yeah, as Cratchit says to Scrooge when he shows up late on Christmas morning and apologizes because they were making merry, making much merry the night before or something like that. Anyways, so we'll be making merry on that day. Yeah, that's so Bjorn brings up a good point here about Kunina, and that is, let's go right screen, full screen, right screen, yeah. And that is that Kunina is a great forum system, but it's very easy for bots to create accounts. You had one site with 10,000 users, all bots. Yes, they can. And then they can also create spam posts as well. So on this particular site, what we have done here, let me just go back to, let's just go back to this site here. And this, we'll go to this SCP site here. Right computer screen. All right, so we've got a multiple layer thing here. One is that OCH simple firewall we're using, and we're using the full sets of IPs that are known to be from bots. So that has cut down a whole bunch of problems and posts from bots. We're also using I'm Not a Robot reCAPTCHA from Google. I find that a little bit more robust than the invisible one. But even then, every now something gets through. And right now I have someone who is moderating that forum. A friend of mine, I guess, well, he's this brother of a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. And I guess technically he's working for me now because he is managing this forum. He is lives in Pakistan, and training him on tech things, hopefully, so that he can train others. As you know, my wife and I work with refugees around the world, and he is just about well, basically, if you're a Christian and live in Pakistan, you're facing persecution. And so it's good work for him, and he is managing the odd bot account that gets created. It's very affordable. So I would mention, if you have clients that are looking for something like that, they're probably not going to pay our rates for moderating a forum, but maybe they don't want to do it themselves. Maybe they don't have volunteers to do it. They're certainly reach out to me, because I've got someone who's very affordable who would be very happy for that work. Anyway, so we've got reCAPTCHA, we've got OCH Simple Firewall, and now that Community Builder is active here, there are things that you can do in forms for accounts being created. You can block certain characters in fields. There's, I guess you can put regex, so you can put conditions on the account creation process. So you could ban, for instance, there's one bot that keeps getting through, and they register Gmail plus Protonto, and then the date, no, Protonto plus, and then it's 2020 11/09 or whatever date it signed up. It keeps getting through. I could go in and say no email address can have the plus symbol. That will defeat that bot right there. So right in the registration process for Community Builder. So that's very nice as well. In that sense, you get rid of most of the bot stuff. Kunina's great forum system, but it's very, okay. That's Kunina's great forum system. Bjorn says, "Have you tried the ticket system from Akiba?" Mary says, "Yes, ticket system from Akiba. She's used it. It was missing some features she'd like, but you're happy it's back in development." Bjorn, yes. You think you're going to look into it and use it on a future site of yours? Yes. And my client ended up not liking it and removed it, but I might use it on my site for 2021. Hey, let me tell you what I've just did, because I'm removing a very popular ticket system off of my site because it was just kind of clunky for me. And I now have created a help desk. I've set up a help desk solution for myself, which is, let's chat on right here, using ClickUp. Let me get that link here. I know many of you have clicked on it already, but I'm just going to give it to you, and then I will show you what happens, what I'm doing here. I really should do a video on showing this. It's kind of temporary. So ClickUp is a task management, project management system. And let's see, rewards. I should have these somewhere just ready to click on. All right, so, oh, Bjorn, you have ClickUp, great. All right, so hello, Sushil. I was just talking about Sushil. Sushil in chat there. Sushil is the fellow who is working, so he is the one who's moderating that forum for me, for my client. And he gets tasks sent to him whenever someone creates an account, or there is a new post that needs to be moderated, it creates a task for him in ClickUp. All right, so anyways, there's the link for ClickUp. So basically, I should probably just show you it this way. All right. This is going to be really high. Yes, Sushil, I was just telling everyone that if they're looking for someone to hire to moderate forums, they should contact me, and we'll hook them up. All right, so I'm gonna. I wasn't totally prepared to talk about this today, but let's see. Okay, here's a blank page. All right, so ideally it would be great if ClickUp could receive and send email, because then someone could email us for support, and it would then open up a ticket which would go to whoever you wanted, or just to yourself if you're like me, just mostly on your own, although I'm sending things to Sushil now. But they're not there yet, but they're developing that. So what you can do, though, is that you can set up ClickUp so that if you send an email to a ClickUp task, a ClickUp list, it converts that email into a task. The problem is that the way they have it set up right now is that you cannot see who the email is from. All right. So what I have done is I've created email forwarders. So for instance, someone who sends a request to cybersalt.com, support@cybersalt.com, I get the email in my email, but it also forwards to a task. It creates a task and list. And so I can see what that task is. I can also see that see who sent it by checking my email. And of course, once ClickUp fixes that little setup or adds that feature, then I'll be able to use ClickUp as a help desk in the sense that I'll have a whole flow of the work that I've done for people on a task. Now, that's not going to let them look in on tickets that they've created. And I kind of go both ways on this. I kind of like to have a system where people can go in and reply, and it's back and forth, back and forth. That's really good. However, as a user, I've often found that clunky too. It's like, oh, I have to log in to reply to this, or not all support desks, help desk solutions allow you to just reply from email. So that can be kind of clunky. So what I did though was, I also have changed on my cybersalt.com site support. If I click support here, so I've got, we've simplified our support request process. You can email us directly at support@cybersalt.com or fill out and submit the form below. Now, when they submit this form, which is RS form, their name, their email, their subject, their message, and they're not a robot, when it gets submitted, it goes to me in my email, just so I have a record that's there, but it also creates a task in ClickUp. But I have it set so that the email that is sent by RS Forms has the user's email address in the subject. So the task ends up being another support request from email address, and then the subject of their email, which is of course submitted in the form here. And so now, instead of having a ticket system on my site, I sort of have tickets created for me and organized in ClickUp, which, as you saw before, you can then just click and manage your time and record. The only piece that's missing right now is the ability to reply to the email from that and get back to the person. That said, they're working on that. I've talked to them about it, and it's a feature that's planned and maybe is in process. The advantage that I like, Mary, you say that the Kiva system will use the email like I described. Cool. Oh, RS Forms and RS Tickets is now finally integrated. Oh, I didn't know that, William. Cool. All right. Yeah, that might be an option because it is RS Forms. It's RS Tickets that I've used for a long time. But I just like ClickUp so much, I've really been gravitating to using that. The possibilities here are that you could create different support addresses. So support at yourclient1.com and support at yourclient2.com. And you can just tell the people, hey, send to support at yourdomain.com and it will create a ticket for me. And then you can have different lists in different workspaces in ClickUp and keep all your stuff separate. You don't have to keep logging into your site. You don't have to navigate. For me, RS Tickets is a little bit clunky because you select drop-downs options of things to do, like delete or views. It just doesn't quite flow for me. But ClickUp, like I said, has been working for me. Then you could actually end up having lots of support for different of your sites. You can also use ClickUp to give access. So, for instance, when Sushil is working on a site, I just when there's a new site that Sushil's working on, I just give them access to that part of ClickUp, and you can then keep all your requests separate. The missing piece right now is that, like I said, is that you can't reply to emails in ClickUp, but I like ClickUp so much, I'm happy to stick around for that. Scott, and I said this before, and I think many of us are the same, or I guess all of us like it to be this way, but man, I need stuff just to work simply. And ClickUp, excuse the pun, it's not intended, just clicks with me and has really been helping me to manage things. So, yes. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things. I considered doing a tutorial on how to set that up, but it's a temporary kind of thing because ClickUp is coming along with that. So we will see. But yeah, having a help desk solution is nice. Email just doesn't work, of course. If they email you, you lose stuff all in there. I guess you could still use that email. So the client that I met with in Kamloops, I'm getting them to create webmaster at Summit Drive. I think they're .ca. Let's see their current site right now. I'm having them create that domain, summitdrive.com. I'm having them create that domain because that email address so that they can send requests to me. And I can also use that email to register things like anchor.fm and whatnot for them. So even if you just had had a support address for your client's domain that forwarded to you, you could still manage that with tags inside of Google. You just don't necessarily have the reminder system fully that, oh, this was created, or this is overdue, or setting due dates like in the task management software. Joomla User Group Australia has a video on using custom fields, but you've not set it up as articles. Okay. For your help support. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you something else that we got going here. So Smart Drive test. Oh, Smart Drive test. This I can show you. I'm logged in right now. So let's see. Let's go /FAQ. I think this is it here. Yes, so this is the accordion element in JD Page Builder. So this is a Joomla, this is an Asteroid template. This is a Joomla page, but it's being but it's using JD Page Builder on it. Just this part. This is the right column of the form of the template. But this is how many pieces of identification do I need? And this is how he has here that he's using for an FAQ. Very nice and easy to set up and to use. And it's not showing. This uses FAQ schema as well. So a search, when this gets published, search engines will answer. If you've asked the question, how long do we need to stop at a stop sign? This might be one of the quick answers that comes up in the search results using the schema there. Now I notice in the bottom that their links are not showing up yet, but this is not published either, so I have to check and see what's in there and check. But yeah, my friend is working on that, and of course in here is a video that he has on that, or it goes to a page with a video exactly on what he's teaching. So yeah, that's kind of a really nice plugin that just extension using from JD Page Builder. It looks nice, it works nice, it pops. The controls are right there, and he's done a good job filling this out. We probably need to maybe do a bit of CSS here. I don't know if you hear any buzzing in the background, but it's one of those slinger trucks that has all the dirt in the hopper, and then they throw it across an area they can't get to dump it. That's what they're doing next door. Oh, and I think I told you, I got a new fence, free fence from the gravel pit next door to the development. It was so super windy here the other day. The fence is leaning. Brand new fence. So I sent them some video of it swinging in the wind. So they're going to come and fix that, hopefully. Anyway, so yeah, that's another thing that's been we've been working on here. I think I can show you this. Let me just let's see. Yeah, up here I can go to Smart Drive Test, edit menu item. No. Can edit this. Let's just go and open this. Let me just change screens there. Oh, Imran, good night. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being early today. I'm just going to change this while I log in. Articles. Okay, he's not in there anymore. Oh, maybe he is in there. Maybe he's. Oh, I may have just kicked. No, he's probably not in there. All right. I'll just show you this. I don't think Rick will mind that. All right, right computer screen. So here we are. We have our Joomla page layout. Only I have JD Builder back in here as the editor. I've added a section, and then we've added this element, the accordion. We go into here, and here's our basic stuff. And here you go, accordion items. How many pieces of identification do I need to bring for my tests? We can open that up. There is how many pieces. There's the title. There's his text. He's picked an icon to show up to the left there. And that's where we see this icon here. Let's close that. There it is, that little icon. Cool. And he's done that on his own. And then you have other settings down here. Is it collapsible? First active, multiple. You can add other items here. Design. You can give this a whole. You can change the formatting of the title. Everything's just here. Really nice system. You can change the heading title H4. Blah 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 blah. You can change the content, and here you can change the alignment of the icon for making it big or close, and then you've got all these other things: basic, background, responsive, width, border, space, animation. A lot of cool things here. Hey, the other thing too is that let's see here. No, that's not what I wanted to see. let's see, design. No, they're somewhere in here. Oh, they have conditional display information here now. Oh, yeah. So this has this ID here of JDE and then a whole random thing. This is really great for creating custom classes to apply just to this in your CSS, because then you make this you use this ID and then you can assign CSS to it specifically if you want to just change one element. So I'm enjoying learning how to do that. Yes. All right. So yeah, Imran is leaving. See you later, Imran. So yeah, I'm learning. Also, this is custom CSS because this was not going over far enough for working on this page. So that's another thing I thought would be a good template. Anyways, all right. Let's close some tabs here. Yeah, so there's lots happening around here. Lots happening around here. Told you I'm working with a business coach, and he actually has someone he's working with who needs to get some stuff out of his warehouse. He wants, so my coach is suggesting to him fulfilled by Amazon, and so he asked me if I would look into how to handle that and quote on doing that. So I looked into what's required and quoted on that. So that might be a new skill that I have to just offer along the way here. Who knows? Throw that on my site. What else? What else? I did do a bunch of work on my own site in anticipation of meeting with the business coach. So that was good. I stayed up 4 or 5 hours one night working on my own site, getting ready to meet with my coach in the morning. This is after I came back from my trip, because I want to take advantage of his time. I don't want to waste it. I want to be respectful of it, and I want to keep on track with this new season I'm going into. Let me tell you. So I come back from I come back from my business trip, and it's super great, super successful, but it's one of those things too where you realize, okay, this is great. You've got all the information. It's like, now I have to do it. So, which is great. I'm working on that, and I can do it. But I've just felt anxious, excited. I'm grateful. I'm glad for the opportunity. But I think about the work that I'm doing right now and have to do right now, and I just feel anxious. And the reason that I feel anxious is because working with this business coach, and we talked about this before, if you want new results in anything, you have to change what you're doing as much as you're able to change what you're doing, or well, you can change what you're doing as part of the circumstances or the system that is creating the results that you want to change. So, when we want new results, just doing the same old thing is not likely to produce new results unless something else changes that is outside of our control. But what's in our control is. So what I've been doing, I very much reached a point in my business where in order to grow, in order to accomplish more, I need to do some things differently. And that's partly why Sushil is helping me, and why I'm just stretching myself to not try to do everything myself, but to hand it over to other people and to delegate. And I am looking at just hiring some people. I need to hire an accountant to get things fixed up. But also, anyways, there's things I need to do that I would not figure out on my own. And I think I explained before, God very graciously connected me to this business coach who is helping me out. But so I am just, here's getting back to the anxiety thing. Anxiety, nerves. I am just saying yes to whatever he suggests. Now, he's not, as a coach, he's not suggesting things that are counter to what is right. Like, he's not telling me how to do web page stuff or security things or that. But just that general approach to business. And some of the things that he's suggesting and some of the homework or the tasks that he gives me to do is to sort of get my business in order. But they're things that, especially when it comes to delegating to other people and just different things, I haven't done them because they don't come to me naturally. Maybe I didn't see to do them. And, in our lives, we like to keep things the same because when the results are predictable, or at least the context in which we're working or living are the same, then we feel safe. We don't feel vulnerable. And every now and then, things come along. Something new happens. Something new happens around us, brings change in our lives. We don't like that. It's stressful. And so I have been saying yes to what this business coach has been suggesting. I've been working. And as opportunities come along, I'm saying yes. Excuse me. And all this saying yes to stuff that's new to me just leaves me like feeling like, whoa, this is all unfamiliar territory. I mean, lots is familiar. There's live streaming and there's working and the web page stuff and all, that's fine. That's familiar. But the new approaches and the moving forward to spending less, taking some time away from what I do in order to help Sushil do what he does and to train him, or the whole accounting thing and looking for an accountant and stuff like that. It just puts me way out there. So even my trip to Kamloops was something like, I could just do it from here by video. And I thought, nope, I'm going to go because this is a great opportunity and good things will come from it. But it was, so I'm out there. I'm out there in new territory in a lot of things in life right now. So when I came back from the trip, plus being tired from traveling all day, having a bit of a headache, I was just like, oh man, there's so much going on. And it would be nice to just shrink back into just sticking with only what's comfortable for me, but that's not producing all the results that I want them to produce. So I told my coach, I said, I am just jumping off the cliff with you and you're jumping with me, but I'm just jumping off the cliff. So even a thing with this request to try to figure out about fulfilled by Amazon, I thought, oh man, okay, well, I'm gonna figure this out. I can figure it out online. I can quote a price. I can handle this for this guy, and who knows what will come from that. Also establishing a connection with him could lead to other business too. So anyways, I don't know if that resonates with anybody out there, but it's good for us to listen to our fear reaction, because fear alerts us to danger, but fear is not always a measure of whether we should do something or not. It just alerts us that it's a time to pay attention to something else. My pastor in his sermon yesterday said something that courage is not something that's downloaded, and courage is not being afraid, but courage is acting when you are afraid. And so fear is good. Fear is a good reaction, is healthy for us, because it does alert us to danger. It does alert us to things we need to be paying attention to, but it's not a really great rule to live our lives by. Oh, and Ivor, thank you very much. Oh, Ivor says he'll try to catch me if I fall off the cliff. And Ivor says he's sure that I'm doing great. Ivor, I hope that Ivor, I'm growing, and that is good. It's this time that we're all living in. That's enough stress as it is. There's big things going on in the world and in our lives, so we need to. I need to acknowledge that. So those things going on. But yeah, I am I doing great? I wouldn't say that I'm doing great, but I'm doing, and I'm moving forward. And eventually, the stuff that we do that's new for us, that's uncomfortable for us, but that's necessary, those that we get used to it, and the feelings start to wind down. I think too, for instance, that's because, just back to the pandemic. Back in the spring when we were in lockdown here in British Columbia, it wasn't like super lockdown. You go out and shop and stuff like that for essentials. But, we spent 6 or 8 weeks, just my wife and I here at home, pretty much not having contact with anyone, physical contact, or like close visits. And I remember watching the news every night just to get the latest, trying to figure out what was going on. What's this? What's that? The latest numbers and that. So now, here we are in the fall. In my province, numbers are huge compared to what they were back in the spring. But we know a lot more about COVID. I'm not saying that we should, that my province should just go willy-nilly and let it explode, because we don't want our healthcare system overwhelmed. But I guess what I mean to say is that I am used to self-distancing. I'm used to isolating. I was thinking a little while ago, I was thinking how long till the shortest day of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere. And I thought, that's only 4 quarantine periods, 14 weeks. We used to call it a fortnight. So eventually we start to adapt and get used to situations that we live in. And we have to do that in a healthy way. But so if we can do that with the negatives in our lives, then we can certainly do that with the positives in our lives as well. In those changes that we're making. Anyways. The other thing too is fundamentally and at the core of my life, because I don't want to just sound like a self-help guru, because there certainly are, there are things that we just can't help ourselves in. But that I am a follower of Jesus, and that he just makes every difference in my life. Foundationally, that doesn't mean that everything gets fixed or that everything is good, because it certainly isn't, or that everything, that I don't have lifelong things in my life, in my way of thinking, and my bend to life that are just wiped out, erasing who I am. But as a foundation, that he gives me the hope to just keep trying and keep doing these things. And so I don't, I would love to race in NASCAR, and some of the philosophies of the world that get thrown out there, like, just visualize it can happen, you can do whatever you want. I think I've given this example before. I'll never race in NASCAR. There's no way that 55-year-old me has a future or even a race in NASCAR. Even if I visualize and put my mind to it, it's just not going to happen. In fact, there's probably things that a bunch of things that we all would like to do that would each take a lifetime to train or prepare and do. So yes, we are responsible for our actions, and our actions have consequences. And in business, the choices that we make can have spin-offs or payoffs or whatnot. But there's just so much more important in business, and so many other things that we just are not the master of our own ships for. Ivor says he misses his travels. Yes, Ivor, I guess now would have been about the time you'd be in Vietnam, right? For another winter? I remember you doing that. I was thinking the other day that it won't be long till it was coming up. It's probably just about 2 months away from the anniversary of me heading off to Spain for Forum in the Future. I did see today that the latest vaccine out is 96% effective at preventing COVID and 100% effective at preventing at diminishing the effects of COVID, in the sense that if you get it, you don't get it as bad. And this particular one is not, it just requires normal refrigeration. The one last week needs to be kept at -70 or something like that. So maybe Java next fall. Yeah. Yeah, so, well, there you go. Today is the 16th. Yeah, today is the 16th. I think we're going to set up our Christmas decorations today, which would be the earliest that we have ever done it. But I haven't been thinking. I just want to get them set up because it's just the night. Well, not only, like I said, we're celebrating Christmas in 2 weeks. I just thought, oh, it would be really nice to have some decorations up and the lights up, and I think it's probably one of the biggest connections to life before the pandemic, at least for us around our house, that will be the same. Same trees, same decorations, we'll put in the same place, listen to the same music. I will go out to my shop and get the same large screwdriver that I will use to zap strap to the top of our artificial tree that I put our star on top of. I remember that the wires, the LED wires about 2 years ago, you have to jiggle them a little bit at the top just for the whole string to come on. I'm just looking forward to a big, healthy dose of, oh yeah, that's something that we've always done, or something that I've done in a while, just because everything else has been so new. And of course, like, celebrating Christmas at the end of November is going to be very new as well. But just having that up is just going to be, I just think, a nice harken back to the past. So hopefully you all have something like that you can connect with, traditions and things, patterns in your life that will just step back in time, as it were. It'll still be different, but it would be nice because it's the Easter. So many other things have changed, but decorating just around the house, how we do it here, that will do it. Anyways, time over here, 12:19. So I think that's all that I've got for today. Wednesday we'll talk just a little bit about how to make pages, how to have home pages that only have modules, get rid of that content component. And I think that's it. Yeah, and a bunch of other things. Yeah, the ClickUp thing, the setup of OCH blog, that's definitely good content that we can do. Tutorials. Yeah. That's one of the areas that stretched me. I see there's lots of tours I like to make. I really need to find I need to outsource my editing. I could crank out more videos if I outsourced editing. Yes, Bjorn, you are welcome. This is an important topic today for security. Looks like I'm gonna have at least 3 more. And as someone pointed out, it looks like Joomla 4 is not coming out in 2020. But we're closer than ever with each day. Mary, you have a great day too. We'll see you on Wednesday. Chuck and William, Bjorn, Ivor, who else? Ahmet, if you are still here, thanks everybody for tuning in. It was nice to join with you. I was thinking of you guys, not right at 11 o'clock my time when I was traveling last week, but I had thought maybe at 11 o'clock I would stop somewhere and just do a quick live stream to show you where I was. But once you get traveling, and I think it was on a mountain pass, and I didn't want to just stop at the side of the road. So, and I didn't want to pull into another town and get out. I turned my rental vehicle into a bubble. So, all right, everybody. So I hope where you are, it is good morning, afternoon, evening, or tomorrow. And until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.